Hi guys, welcome to Code with Navneet Nagar. So this is our first video, which is where we are talking about the component of system designs. So basically, from today onwards, so this not today onwards, but yeah, this is like our first playlist where I am talking about the system designs. So this is our first video, and we are starting from the component of system designs. Basically, we are talking about the software system designs. जब हम सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम डिजाइन की बात करते हैं तो हमें पता होना चाहिए कि हम कैसा सिस्टम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, वो मोनोलिथिक है या माइक्रो सर्विसेज है, आर्किटेक्चर है। और फिर जब माइक्रो सर्विसेज आर्किटेक्चर है तो उसमें क्या क्या कंपोनेंट्स यूज हो सकते हैं, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड सिस्टम होगा, and so those kind of things we have to take care of it, like what is our architecture, what kind of system we are going to use, what all are the components is required. So we are in this video we are just talking about the components of the system design. So our first one is load balancer. Sorry, instead of load balancer, we will go with the scaling. Okay, why scaling? हम लोग बात करते हैं, सबसे पहले बात करते हैं book my show. So the book my show, if we take an example of it, suppose we are going to design, we have a requirement called, okay, you need to design you need to design a system like a book my show where you can book the tickets and all those things. So when we think about, like, we assume that if we are going to create a book my show kind of thing, what all other things are required? So first thing will come into the picture is requirement. So instead of that, we can go with the requirement. Our first thing is requirement. Okay, requirement gathering. What exactly your requirement is? Functional and non-functional requirement. Okay, this is what we exactly need. Okay, now you have a requirement, right? All those things, like what exactly you are trying to do. You are going to select the city or India and country first, then select city, then select a movie, then select the cinema hall nearby your area, and then select the seat, then payment and all those things. So you have this requirement. Now when you say NFR, what is non-functional requirement, then you should say, okay, my system should be available and it should be consistent or eventually consistent. We will discuss those things later in detail, but for the timing, just understand like this. After that, we will talk about the scaling. Why scaling? So scaling is nothing but a, like, today you are deciding or creating a system for the capacity of 1 lakh requests you want to 1 lakh requests you want to serve. So you are saying, okay, 1 lakh user will come simultaneously to me, I am able to respond to the each and every request and it will work properly. But what happened if my later point of time my request will come into the from 1 lakh to 10 lakhs? What will happen? Your system will go on, right? It will crash, like how in the previous time during the 2000, around 2005 or something like that, when we have a websites where we will see our results and that would crash because lots of load was there, right? So not able to load, not able to handle the loads and all those things. So scaling is not there. Number of users came at the same time, system got crashed, website got crashed. So those are the things. So scaling is there. So there are two types of scaling. One is horizontal scaling and another one is a vertical scaling. In horizontal scaling, basically we talk about this number of systems we connect into the network and everybody will serve the request. Okay, and another one is vertical scaling. It means you are not actually increasing the number of system, but you are increasing the capacity of the same system. So that is called vertical scaling. We will discuss later in the later videos in detail, but this is for the timing you can understand. Third is, as we discuss, we are creating a system, right, and we are increasing the number of systems, so we need a load balancer where it will actually check okay, what happened, why it is not happening. uh, okay, so now when we talk about load balancer, you have number of systems, number of requests will come, your load balancer will split your request to the different system, and the load will be balanced for each and every system into the network. How it will do, we'll discuss. But for the time, you just say, okay, the request will come to the load balancer and it will split your request in some form. So it will go to the same server. You will write it and you will read it from there only. So now this is our load balancer. When we talk about the third one, fourth one, what is the fourth one? So fourth one is nothing but our caching. So why caching? What is caching basically? So when I talk about caching, right, caching is nothing but a any system where you can like caching is nothing but a data is stored in one place in a fast memory which you can access very fast, right? So like suppose there is any file which is saved in the HDD. When you try to run it, right, when you try to load it, it will take time. When you try to read it, it will take time, right? It will open, then read, and all those things. So first from HDD it will go to the RAM, and from RAM you will see this, right? But when it is in RAM, you can directly read it. So the read and write is very fast into the RAM, in RAM, right? So that way caching is important. So it is like fast process. There are lots of like process to eviction. Cache eviction means you how you want to implement it and how you want to read it and all. So we will those things we will discuss. But this is what this caching is. Now consistent hashing. Consistent hashing. What is hashing? We know, like as we discuss, we have lots of systems. Now why consistent hashing is used and where it is used, you are basically uh, you have some hash function, you give your request, it will generate some output. According to that output, your system has got decided, and that system, your request and your read and write operation is going to happen. So that particular system decides for this kind of request. Your hash function and your hashing, so you need to give the hash key, and that key will be your user ID or whatever it is. It according to the requirement we will decide. But that is what consistent hashing, where you have lots of systems. We will arrange those system in a ring format. We can see it's a virtual kind of ring. So and according to that, whenever the request will come, it will go there. And consistent hashing is a very important concept in the system design. We will discuss, it may take one or two videos, but we will discuss that in a very detail. So sixth is our storage. What you want to store, where you want to store, on what basis you will decide your database or storage. So all those things will come into the picture. So this is nothing but a storage. Now, what kind of storage is there? What kind of database basically you want to use? And when you select a database, the seventh point will come with that only. Database concepts. So database concepts means when you say, I have some kind of specific database, right? Now tell me what kind of system exactly you want. So when we talk about the Book My Show, you see Book My Show has two things. One is consistency and one is availability. So not everything is consistent, not everything is available. So Book My Show as a whole system is available, but payment should be consistent and that should be very secure. So when you do the data, right, that should reflect into the bank account and all those things. So the deduction and all those things. So it will be very secure, but it is consistent as well. So that way we have to think of. So the concept basically here we are talking about the cap theorem. C means okay. So uh, why it is not happening? Okay. So here we are basically talking about sometimes these guys become very weird. So when we talk about cap theorem, right? Whatever. So C is consistency. Consistency. A is availability. 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 Okay. availability, and P is partition intolerance. Partition, oh, partition tolerant. So basically, what is happening is when your network is got disconnected or something happened in with your network, right? So your system should be partition tolerant, means either it should be consistent at that point of time or it should be available at that point of time. So we need to discuss about that. Sorry, my handwriting is not good with this iPad and all. So you may feel some problem with this reading this. Okay, I will write in better way. Availability. Okay. So now add one. What is the add two? What will happen to the cap theorem? So cap theorem, when you have the acid property, also will come into the database concept. So we will discuss those things. Now sharding and all those things also will come into that. What kind of data set, what kind of database you want to use, SQL or no SQL, document DB or what. So those kind of things. Okay, so next one is web server. So when we talk about our distributed system, definitely we are talking about the web. So web servers will come into the picture. What kind of socket you are going to use, what kind of technology, CSS style sheet or JavaScript, or what kind of things you are going to use, all those things will come into the picture. Now ninth one is the application server. Application server is nothing but a your application code, piece of code which is running. Like for payment, we talk about book my show. So booking, selecting a seat is one kind of service. Same way, payment, doing the payment is one kind of service. So application service. Okay, so basically application servers. So application servers are nothing but our basic piece of code. Okay, now as I said previously, architectural pattern, right? Architectural pattern, which kind of architecture basically you want to use. This is what is okay. This is what is we need. Then okay, okay, okay. Now 11. So what kind of architecture, whether it is a monolithic architecture or microservices architecture, or it is a layered architecture like MVVM pattern and all. So those kind of thing. Now next, that is one another thing. Message queue. Why message queue is there? Okay, like suppose you are doing payment for right. Now you have booked the seat. What are the notification you will get? You will get a message, you will get a WhatsApp, you will get a mail as well, right? So this is an asynchronous process. Whenever you need anything which is asynchronously work, right? So whenever payment is done, you want should be get the message in WhatsApp and all. So all these things can work in synchronously, right? Async way. So there you need this kind of thing. Now the protocols, what kind of protocols you are going to use, WebSocket and all those will come into the picture. As I discussed, the security should be there. Another one, 12th one, which is one of the most important things, CDN, content delivery network. So why it is used? Like suppose my book my show is hosting in US. I want to book a ticket from India. It is very difficult, right? It will be bit slow. The latency is there. You don't want it. So when you don't want is, what you need to do is you need to have some server nearby you only. So in India also, suppose instead of going to New York, if I have in Delhi or in I have a Bangalore, it is easy for me, right? Still it is in India. Or maybe I will have in Delhi and Bangalore and Chennai, Hyderabad as well. So I can handle those things. Maybe I have a China also. So China is also near from me instead of, definitely as compared to your US, but that way. So the experience is fast. So that way content delivery network will come into the picture when you want uh, fast process and geolocation according to that. 13th one, which is very important when we are designing the system, like estimation. When we say estimation, right, that is one of the most important thing which you have to need, which you need it. Like whenever you design, right, a system, you need this estimation. The envelope estimation, as I said previously, that 1 lakh query you want to solve in a day or in a minute or something like that, or in a day, that 1 lakh customer will come to book my show in a day and they have to solve that, all of that. So those kind of requirement we need to think of. Okay, so those kind of estimation we need to do, then only we can scale it. Another one is, as I discussed, security. So authentication and all those things will come into the picture. So these 14s are like one of the most important points of any system design. These are the most important component. So we may discuss later other components as well, or maybe how synchronously. So what we can do is in our next processes, we will next videos we will go to the each and every component little bit deeply. We will go through, we will go about it, we'll learn about it, what exactly they are, and then which combination, what kind of combination we need to design a bookmark show. And same way, if we want to design a railway IRCTC, so that component is different, right? And when we design a any available system, if we talk about like Facebook, so we want Facebook Messenger, or what we can say is Facebook notifications. We want that is a available system, we don't want this consistent, right? Consistency may not be there, but we need a proper availability for that, so it should not crash anytime. So those kind of things we will decide, and what combination we will use it. So, and some of what combination we will use these components to create a better design. So there is nothing called perfect design. There is always a good design and bad design. So we will learn how to like design a system in a good way, and how we can increase that, and how we can uh, increase the uh, like how can we increase the uses of it, how can we scale it, and all those things. Yeah, so that's it from this video. Thank you guys. We'll, we'll see you later. Thank you.